IFVP, 25 Years, an Emerging Future. In the late 1960s, there was a group of innovative people who picked up some pens and paper and started to figure out how to organize information to assist in analysis, reflection, and meaning-making. We began proposing an innovative way to work with companies and organizations under the umbrella of something called visual thinking, and fostering collaboration and networking among us. In 1995, 30 graphic recorders in the Bay Area of Northern California decided to organize the very first gathering. It was during the third conference when the name International Forum of Visual Practitioners, IFVP, was settled upon. The idea of being international began very early on. The first attendees from different countries were in 2000. And in 2014, for the first time, the IFVP conference was held outside of the USA in Berlin, Germany. In 2016, IFVP decided to financially sponsor the European meetups. And in 2018, during the UViz Denmark conference, it was officially formalized. The same year, the IFVP Institute was founded. During the following years, we were growing, learning, sharing, and contributing to a new, strong, strategic field to transform ways of working and learning through a visual language. The COVID-19 crisis in 2020 has made us pause and reevaluate our contribution to a new, responsible, generative, better world. At this moment, we have almost 500 current members from over 50 countries. Our practice is growing and impacting different sectors, organizations, and communities. For the next 4 years, we have a clear strategy. 2020, invest in new beginnings. 2021, establish our industry. 2022, lead our industries. 2023, transforming society. Our 25-year history is validation of the active role that we, as visual practitioners, have had in cultivating a new way for the world to be, gather, and work together. Stronger together.
That's exactly how visuals work. Visuals can help you remember some information immediately, and you can hardly forget. Yeah. Becoming an IFVP member was a really cool experience to me, and like I said, it has changed my whole life. It has transformed me from a nobody knows who, actually, Visual Solutions Institute founder, and because of joining IFVP, I know how many great visual practitioners are around the world. People like Fu and Julian are amazing. They are really good artists. Me, I'm not a good drawer. If you are still thinking that, oh, Julian is an artist, no. I'm just someone who can draw a little bit of stick figures. Not beautiful drawings, but I think probably it's a good thing because I can inspire people who don't think they can draw, start drawing. Why I chose to become an IFVP member? Then why? Because I'm not a good drawer. Why would I choose to become an IFVP member? Actually, tool made this visual for us. So as you can see, IFVP has transformed from just a small group of visual practitioners, a very small group, to a community where we are having around 600 members internationally now. And we are working as graphic recorders, graphic facilitators, visual practitioners all around the world. So the latest global summit was held in Bilbao in 2022, and our conference today is the foundation for the next IFVP Global Summit will be held in Monte University in New Jersey, United States, 2024. So we are here to prepare for that event, and you guys here are part of how we are gonna organize the event based on your reactions on IFVP, based on your passions, based on your needs. So after this, we will have some report to be sent to IFVP Global, and that is the foundation for 2024 Global Summit. Okay, so here's the agenda that you may have now. So after my introduction to IFP history, we are going straight to a really cool topic called humanized data. And after that, we're gonna have around 15 minutes break. So the tea break corner is over there. After that, we will go to the current stage session like June. And then after June, we're gonna have a Q&A session for we welcome all the questions that you may have to the keynote speakers and the organizing team. After that, so we also have a very cute session for you where we are going to have bits available for a pretty game. You can join, so please stay until the end of the event, and you're gonna give some tips. So after that, we an open session after 12 p.m. So this is the main agenda of the whole event, and you can see here it was visualized here. You can imagine the next event, of course, we're gonna have some agenda people like this, yeah. But with visual practitioners, you can always have an attractive way to deliver your messages and to, I don't know, help your audience to remain your information. So if you become an IFVP member, meaning your profile will be on IFVP website like mine. And this is for what? The graduate is not to be seen. Every look every what if someone wants to find me, or what if I need a job, I need this presentation. How can I do that? How can people know me? And since I joined IFVP, I figured out that IFVP will help you to create your own profile as a visual practitioner here. And you can upload your profile, your products, your team's product, and your services over here. So how can they find you? Since you become an IFVP member, you will be on the global visual practitioners map, like that. So picture this, imagine when some company, like foreign company, comes to Vietnam, and they want to find a visual practitioner to collaborate with. They can go to IFVP website, and they can use that map, and they can put the name of the country and the specific province, for example, Ho Chi Minh City, and click. What happened is like that. So me or like some other visual practitioner, we will show up like that. So that way, your potential client will find you on this. So now in Vietnam, we only have, I guess, 2 members on this map. So I truly hope after this event, we will have more visual practitioners on here, please. I think it could definitely bring you a lot of chances to practice and become a great visual practitioner. I know you have. How? So on IFVP website, you will know exactly where the other international conferences are across the globe. You can see and you can join and register for conferences in the US, in Europe, in South Africa, in Australia, everywhere. So basically you will have a lot of useful information on IFVP website and community. And this is my favorite part. Become an IFVP member, you will have the right to learn from all these online learning series. So normally we have to look for courses of visualization classes, visual practitioners, practice stuff. But on IFVP website with these online learning series, you can all see these great classes. For example, if you're keen on visual metaphors, you can join this. If you're keen on apply visuals into your business, try that. How basically how you can get into all these great resources of IFVP Global. This is how I like, because normally we don't know what is happening with our fellow visual practitioners around the world. How many percentage of people who are working as a graphic reporter, how many as a graphic facilitator, and how about sketchnoting? We don't know those information. And IFVP helps us to bring out these charts for us to see. So we understand more of the market and we know what to learn and what to prepare. As you can see here, this column. So the biggest, graphic reporter, we are these graphic reporters. The biggest part of the global. And then next, graphic facilitators and other services like business consulting and graphic design stuff. And the key thing to me in IFVP is, like I said, it feels like a home. My English couldn't get this good. It's not so good, but it's improved so much since I joined IFVP because I joined in several meetings internationally. I've got to talk to Phil. I've got to talk to Judith and Tool all the time my English. So that is why. And also in these meetings, we can learn from each other. People like you can see here there are great visual practitioners all around the world. Yes, they're gorgeous. They're just gorgeous. And I would love to say thank you. Here you can see Tim and me if you're watching us. Tim Hands and San, with Tool, Julian, me, this is Noel, Nas, from Manchester. We were all there for IFVP Global, IFVP Asia 2021. And that's how we met. So Vietnam, Singapore, Thailand, South Korea, and Japan. We were the 5 hosts of IFVP back in 2021. Sadly, this year, Tim and Tommy are busy, couldn't join us, but I would love to represent Flo and Julian to say thank you to Tommy and Tim. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I wish after this event we will see more community members to join us. And hope to collaborate with you in the future. And we are here always to help. We have a community called IFVP Asia. And that's where you guys can meet us. And that's where we can help us. We can help you. Yes. Thank you so much for your patience. You guys are introduced to the tool with a very interesting topic, which is humanized data. So we're going to have you on stage. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Shu. Xin chào, good morning, sawadee. This is my first time in Vietnam, so I'm curious and excited. Today I would like to share. Okay. All right. This is my company's name, Pictures Talk. Of course, the meaning is directly picture can be talk. And our
Just pass the.
Okay, so technical problem. Our belief is to share interviews through pictures, share perspective through pictures for the impactful action. And our ultimate goal is to cultivate a visual practitioner for every organization. I would like to address this sentence because we believe that everyone should be a visual practitioner. And here we are, a group of missionaries endorse visual practices implementation with the multidisciplinary to create inspiring outcomes. Okay. Our service we have four main services. The first one is to conclude logging into one picture, called the visual recording. Make complex information to inspiring content, we call data story. Want to like us, we can train. We have the workshops and training and also the consultation. This is our team. We have to our team here, now, and stand on the next stage. Would you like to stand up to show up the video of it? And then, sorry, this is the pictures before the COVID. We are 100% on site. We live drawing on the paper, but afterward, when we got the pandemic, perhaps you adjust to share the way we work to the virtual, and this is much lighter. Yes, and I'm also the co-authors for the World's Visual Facilitation book, which is as well. Yeah, and with some other 50 experts in the visual practitioners all around the world. The topic I share in the book is like our experience with the law enforcement. And we went to South Korea and Japan, and one field of our work has been mentioned in the press. Right now, from the day one, as 10 years of Fingersoft, we have been working in 11 countries, almost like 569 words. And we also recorded, the expert reviews and whatever. It's a big industry for about more than 1,000 speakers. All right. Today, I would like to address one concept for you. We call humanist data. What is humanist data? Of course, the human brain has two brains. One part is like a logic, and in some other part is like the artist or creative. And we have two engines in our brain. Why we do not use the two engines in our brain for full capacity? Yes, it is very simple graphic to explain what is humanized data. It's something like, we live in the world with all of this data, and sometimes it's very difficult. We lost and we have to select or choose what is the data we would like to consume. And the best way to attract people is something we have to make the data more emotional, make the data is more persuasive for the people to address your data. Yeah, and I started with a little course of concept, and the rest I will explain of how we work for the pictures of during the past 10 years. This one we will show you the backstory of how we work for each project. This one, visual recording, You can apply with so many kinds of meeting. It can be used in meeting, conference, workshop, brainstorm, training course, town hall, even the public hearing. And if you notice the sentence, why you have to be conclude into one picture? Because when we have to communication for the people or even your own team or even with your clients, the first thing we have to communicate the big picture first before you go into the detail. That's why. Okay. Sorry. Mention to that, right? Oh, all right. And during this session, we have enough of your talk to do the live recording. Yeah, we have to convey the big picture first. And this is our picture work during the pandemics and also after the pandemic. Oh. Yes, this one project we work with Hyundai in South Korea in 2019. I would like to address this project because for the Hyundai at that time, the big corporate, they would like to foresight 10 or 20 years ahead. What is the mobility will possibly be in the future? Hyundai didn't considering owning a car, but in this workshop, they invited so many experts, the pilot, the futurist, the designer, the automobile industry, or even the government side to share what is the possibility, what is the technology could be in the future, and how we move those around. And in that workshop, I attended and listened to the workshop into one. Yes, I would like to share with you how we work. Before the event, I try to learn and try to study what is the Hyundai industry. And one of the future technology that Hyundai focus is the hydrogen mobility. And then I try to study each keynote speaker, and I'm thinking how I prepare for the layout. I go to the site visit one day before because the transportation is a complex. I want to make sure that everything will be on time, and I will collaborate with the team in South Korea. What is equipment? What is the planning? The venue look like, and what is the final agenda? And this is it's like a casual meeting. We have the workshop in the building, and we also have like a dinner outside in the garden. This event has been held in about the end of October, and the temperature is quite good at that time. Yes, this one is industry 4.0 in Thailand. The host is the German embassy in Thailand. This is the pre-agenda. Industry 4.0, the German embassy asked picture talk that how can we do the agenda into visual to persuade the audience or invited the participants. And this one I worked with them about 3 months before the event. And we try to make the poster, we try to make each group agenda into visual. Yes, this is how we work. I started from the drawing, the concept, and then we shared the final one. And even definitely like the big rooms and even the separate workshop. Yes, this is how it looks like. And the final one will be 7 big pictures of each session, gathering thinking of the meeting. The data story is to create easy and inspiring content. The starting point is very simple. The client asks, we started for the visual recording, and afterwards the client asks, okay, we have like the research, but there are full subjects, and it's so boring. How to maybe each of them have a question to like, the graphics or the visual storytelling. This is Frontier Research white paper. This one is from the Ministry of Science in Thailand. This project, they started from the Ministry of Science would like to ask the big budget from the government to support the future frontier research in the country. For example, in Thailand, we have like this, the scientists and researchers in okay, the space industry, for example, and in Thailand we have this industry existed yet, and then they want to ask the government to support. I went into the meeting with about 15 weeks, scientists and researchers, and they're told me what is the space industry look like, what is the benefit if the government support the budget. And then we work with them, have to learn so many things from them. Especially some documents, the research, the slide, and have to redraw it and have to think in order to solve the storytelling. This is how we work from the draft. And then the final one will be on the right side, the white paper. And the groups of scientists proposed the white paper to the Prime Minister. This one we call Expose Project, which is not from my team. She is the lead of the project. This project is started from the World Childhood Foundation in Sweden to support the budget, and they want to raise the awareness of the child trafficking protection. This one is the first meeting with key stakeholders. I am the only one who do not work in the law enforcement. The rest is like come from the public prosecutor, from the Royal Thai Police, from the criminal court, and we have the FBI and the Homeland Security in the US for an advisor. All right. Okay, thank you. Actually, the first ideas of the project is to build the handbook of the law enforcement, but I convinced them that who is your main audience? They said they are about a student that age of 10 to 15, and I said, okay, if student 10 or 12, they do not read the textbook for sure. And then we switch them to the games, the mobile games and ebook is like you see. We have interviewed the victim, the real victim that has been lured by the perpetrator. And then we a little bit change of the real story into the game. You can see on the right side. It's something like when you face the situation and you have to choose what will be your decision. We have choice A, B, C. When you choose A, you got the one result. You choose B, you got the one result. Until the end of the game. And this one is storyline from the adapted from the true story. It's something like, they have the perpetrator that want to lure you, ask for your pictures, your video clips, and sell in the some, like groups to earn some money. And we are in the coding part, and also the competent here. Every time is also during the lockdown, everything we do online. Okay. Yes. And we have the sample of this book. And we have the QR code on the back side. You can scan for the QR code to play the games on your mobile phone, but unfortunately, now only in Thai language. Sorry. This project is belong to the Electronic Transaction Agency. It's the department of the government agency. Which is in Thailand, we have so many fraud scam online cyber. The agency asked us to make the short clips, the animation, 10 episode to raise the awareness of how the cyber attack or how the scam online in Thailand. We propose them with the story first because we have the 10 episode. We created 10 persona that represent the whole generations in the Thai society, from the teenager, the middle Spanish, the older, all the 10 persona have something related in the society. We started from the storyline, we designed the character, we create the pipeline of workflow. Yes, and we have so many first version, second version of the persona, and even the shift of the mouth to make the animation of how they speak. And this is the storyboard, which is not also the list of the team as well. And it is a click of whatever to how often. We have the script and we do the voiceover. This is how we do the real clip. This one is like we started to put the black and white pictures with the voiceover to see how the whole clip look like. And we show you the timeline. Sorry, we don't have the time. You can guess from the story that the high school student would like to gain more followers and try to, make stuff. This one is the scanning report. We got approach from the NFPA. It's the one organization in the Ministry of Science. Yes, you can see. They have the report, but something like that. A lot of text, and they said they would like to present the whole concept to the minister, and they have like 5 minutes. And they want to conclude like the 60 pages of the whole report into like 10 pages. And yes, I started to propose them the concept of how to tell the story. I proposed them that I would like to compare the organization with the spaceship. And the CEO will be like a pilot. And the great point of the organization is compare like a technologies in the spaceship. And the name of the spaceship is the Hyperion. The Hyperion is the Titans of light in the Greek mythology. And also the names of the biggest pine tree in the state, in the USA. And then we started to, draw the concept, how we tell the story, like the ecosystem. We have the tree, we have the soil, we have the sun and the rain to make the whole ecosystem and the country much more better. And the spaceship is just like their organization in the city. And this is the final version from that previous versions. We use the whole concept as a spaceship. We try to make the corporate identity look consistency, organized, and also creative. This is the annual report of the Equitable Education Fund. The whole story is we would like to tell the stories of the children who got fund, and then their transform their life from the poor. They can enter into the school. They are finished their graduation and have been work in the industry. Like this, and we have like the small booklet of each student story. This one is belong to the one of the biggest bank in Thailand, SDB, they are commercial bank. They approach us that they want to make the financial literacy for the Thai people into the TikTok clip only 30 seconds. And we propose them with the concept of life drawing by hand. And they have the voice over to tell of the financial literacy. I guess they will find this of 30 seconds. ไม่เน้นจำนวนเงิน This is have to draw the graph and we design the whole stop. You do the stop motion during the drawing. Because the line is like to draw. You have the knife one. You show the drawing inside. And then
มันนี่แพทวันนี้ขอเสนอ 5 สิ่งไม่ควรทำถ้าไม่อยากเสียใจตอนเกษียณ 1. เป็นสายเปย์เกินไปใช้เงินแบบไม่คิดหน้าคิดหลัง 2. เริ่มออมช้ามัวแต่คิดว่าตัวเองทำไม่ได้ 3. เอาเงินในอนาคตหรือกองทุนเพื่อการเลี้ยงชีพออกมาใช้ก่อนเวลา 4. ทำประกันสุขภาพไม่ครอบคลุมถึงหลังเกษียณถึงเวลาจำเป็นไม่มีประกันให้ใช้ และ 5. ไม่คิดเรื่องการลงทุนพลาดโอกาสสร้างผลตอบแทนดีๆไปอย่างน่าเสียดายใครเข้าข่ายหลายข้อแก้ไขตอนนี้ก็ยังทันนะครับ
STD and they are really appreciated for this kind of production and we got like the whole year work for 60 episodes for the financial literacy for this project. And this is the workshops and training. Okay, this one is the wise study workshop that we joined with the US Embassy in Chiang Mai last year, about 6 months ago. Yeah. This part we designed the workshop is the storytelling. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. This one we use the mid journey, the generative AI. We didn't draw it by us because we want to propose the new kingdom, the fancy kingdom. Yeah. And this is how we design the games. What is the sequence? What is the equipment, etc. And also we design the card because in the game we do something like people have to talent how to use both the environmental history. And each people in the group has to be assigned in each role. And use the generative AI to make the pictures that represents the environmental issue in the world right now. And then the workshop, and also the European workshop.
I love the workshop overall. It was very organized. It was fun. It was really fun. I think that's the very essence of a workshop. It's like all participants must engage in the activity and we're enjoying the activity. I feel like we're just playing and it feels like we're learning while having fun. So I think as a scientist or as a researcher, storytelling is very important for us. When we got the research data, when we got the research findings, we have to communicate it to the public. And I guess what I learned from this workshop is we can use storytelling to explain complicated concepts to the public. Like we use fictional stories, we use storyboards, we use the plates to show to young children this is what happens to our environment, this is how pollution affects the environment. So I think storytelling can help us communicate or serve as a medium to share our findings to the world.
I think I can apply it in many activities. Like the first one in my school, in my university, I have a lot of teamwork activity with my friends. And the second thing is for my students at English Center because they also need some funny game for learning English. I think storytelling is very, very important with me.
I think it's really important, storytelling. You cannot deny both, communicating by your speaking ability or your visualization. I think what I would like to do, to just structure my thoughts because, you start with situation, problem, solution, and benefits of it. And also, I think I see that the visualization is really important as well to convey your messages. And I think that if I combine what I've learned today, I can apply to like presentations or pitching in the organization.
You can find the process, the card, the games, and also the sequence. And from this, widely there are like the young leaders from the Southeast Asian country participated. One goal is how to overcome, how to solve or attack the global environmental issues. And this one is maybe the last again. The project is called the Island Recycling Management. We got an approach from the Coca-Cola Thailand. They have the one research that they conducted for how to recycle their trash from the tree island in Thailand. And it started from like this thing of research, like 100 pages. And how can we spread the word or make the research is more acceptable for people. And then we approach them with the concept one single interconnected ocean. And because even if you do research in 5 islands in different provinces, but when you throw the trash, the sea is connected. Whenever you throw the trash, it affected more or every islands in the country. And then we propose to make the one single picture, 30 pictures connected together, started from the first point until the final. This one is like the data, and then we design the storyline of the process. And then we started from the drawing, and then we connected each pictures together into one piece. And of course, for that project in the first place, our requirement is finished only to make the one connecting picture. But in our idea, we think it's not finished yet, and we design the packaging. We design this one as a packaging, and then it's still like you have to take the big one from this, and you have to peel it off like the one long picture. And you can see this one we represent the concepts of the beach, and when the sea and the beach is connected together to this color. Oh, sorry. This one we also submitted this packaging to the Dalai Lama. It's one of the very famous international awards of the packaging design. And the result will be announced in the April next year. We are waiting, very excited to see the result. Yes, the whole thing that I want to tell you about how we work at Thinkersoft. The whole thing that we work in process is based on the human-based data. You interpret the data, how you personalize the data for the people perception. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you have any questions,
my name is Don Lee. I'm going to be here. Oh. Okay, yeah, it's actually easy. Okay, and then the working. Once again. So the topic I'm going to present today is somewhat summarizing how the graphic industry go. Like as Q actually started initiated, my starting point was somewhat similar. I have a background of a researcher. I used to work for a government institute for, and then work on the separate project, especially with the Ministry of Education, especially higher education. So, like, what she found that she had influenced for something, I was also influenced by something, but we all are rooted from different backgrounds. Two from the architect, two, like, she was involved in the educating of kids, but I think that she's a great marketer. In case of me, I was rooted from research. So when I have work as a researcher, I have tons of meeting with many of the government hundreds, thousands, I have to communicate with thousands of the university employees. And then whenever I talk to them, like I figured out they're having same question, and then the solution actually goes converts into some point solution. So I wanted to share it, and no matter how I write them as a report, nobody had read it, you know? So I wanted to share, I wanted to show them the real problem and then real solution rooted out from the, like a people, you know, like a how to go from how to empathize. And the solution I found was graphic. Like I wanted to summarize all those details in experience. And now I realize that Google is doing that under the name of data storage. So here we go. For full 7 years ago, this is the drawing I have made with Fred, which is Fred talking about innovation. So what I wanted to provide was that letting people see how the conversations go in a conference or meeting or workshop. Because we all are from somewhere, you guys all are precious. We have so different background, but somehow we actually can see like inside of our brain, social cognition, like a memory, experience, so many things. And the innovation coming from colliding of different ideas, concepts, or thoughts, experience. But how can we stimulate? How can we let people see each other? So that let people see what's inside of their mind. And that's how I started the concept of my business. And then when I started some years ago, there were professors who were listening to my idea, and then they were like, what the work? Do you think I can do this? But now we are living on that. You know, once hearing a voice, that is why. To this Sorry, it's all my fault. Like I wanted to, after listening to school and song, I've been inspired to hearing from them. So I wanted to put more images to share. That's why it's having some delay. Yeah. Good. So this is so that the unified business model I used for the conversation I had. So this is kind of thing that summary of the maybe purpose presentation. Why do we grow? Why do we grow live? I think it's all because of thoughts, ideas going through in this group. Then as you have experience, you just talk and then immerse into the conversation, and when we go back, we actually forget. But once we turn them into the tangible more. We can keep it. We can keep making change. We can keep, like improve with that said. So the concept is that see in the middle, like I kind of sharing the visual so that delivery to the clients. The clients can be the company, corporate, students, and everyone. And then where and what we need, who am I going to work with? So like how I'm going to provide a value to the work. So my value of my business, my work, myself is sharing idea, sharing good, valuable idea to the world so we can be that. So I also work as a graphic recorder. So many have known graphic facilitation or graphic recorder as a person who drove in front of the conference. Yeah, surely I do. And then, like, to get to know what graphic facilitation, and that's not that I started from the research. I wanted to share the essence of the report. When I saw the graphic recording or graphic facilitation, that's what I thought. You know, they kept in there. And I wanted to know the person. So I tried Euros. I met him and then Bruce, like this thing of a guy in the middle is Scott McCloud, who's a very, very well-known cartoonist. And the Brandon acrobat, and Gail and Kelly Bird and David Sivak. I traveled the world to get to answer what is graphic facilitation. So this is one of the projects I have done with a group of people. You can see that back there is a plan board that I drew, and that's the goal, what we're going to do next week. And people worked on it. Like the topic is, what do you want the TNZ can turn to? Like what TNZ want to be in the future? And then the like group of people, I think it was about 200 people, and then they are from all different parties. The DMZ, demilitarized, like it's a related war, so that we have very different stakeholders. Each stakeholder has very different point of view. What's DMZ? So whenever they say I'm having a meeting, it's supposed to be some kind of like as a natural or like economic market or something, like they do have so different ideas. But unless they show their own experiences or their thoughts about DMZ, they always couldn't get to the answer solution. But like from the liberal, conservative, they all combine all together and draw what they want DMZ about, and why, and they talk. They could have seen their own experiences, and then they could have emphasized what the problem is. When you guys see it, they have felt it, they have experienced it. It was really, really like emotional at the time, but we all forget. So what I did is summarizing all different ideas and opinions into one piece. So what they DMZ want to become. So they want to be DMZ as a resource of diversity, like a different, like a species living all together. And also keeping the memory, we don't want to forget about the sad history, like they left their parents' home or they saw their friends die. And they're like having some, like I couldn't have gone to their hometown for over 7 years. They sadness, sorrow. But also they want it to be the future of the Korea, so design city of DMZ, and then forming the unification and connecting to Eurasian continent, because like now it's blocked because of the North Korea. But once we are reunified, we can go through the North Korea and go to China, Russia, Europe, everywhere. So it was all their dream, and then all different ideas into one piece. So they shared, you know? If I just showed you, if some people see it, they couldn't get what it was about. But after sharing with the metaphor and picture, they can get. And then the more we have thoughts like together, we can actually use to the real solution. That's why we need to grow. So this is more like graphic recording. So these are from 100 people to talk about what DMZ they thought of. This is more about the leader of the Tonggido province, like what he thinks, what that he wants to be to pay, the strategy. So the source of the story are different. So how they are put, actually, like the process can be different. So yeah, many when they see the graphic facilitation, graphic recording, they see these kind of pictures, but they actually do not know how those pictures are made. Like from where, what kind of ideas, whose idea you're gonna put the process can be different. So yeah, that's why I started, as I said, I have a background of IO psychology, which is industrial organizational psychology, and it's more about how employees work better, how to progress the performance. And then I wanted to put the meaningful data. I don't want to people read and it make people more activated or active on that project. So that's why I thought the graphic can work. Make social into tangible form. I think it can make people work better, participating. So that was my background, and I researched it, and I found IFVP. Maybe it's obvious because IFVP is one of the oldest and biggest group tribe of graphic visual practitioners. So yeah, I agreed what I've done, blah blah blah. So first thing I have done as after deciding to become a graphic facilitator was embodying some advanced person who was in the industry. That was famous in Singapore, kind of awakening in Singapore. So it was 2018 or so. So I invited him to do a brother punk workshop. And then last year I invited to go to do the workshop too. Next year, can be shown. So the graphic recording and facilitation, what people think, it's like kind of a piece of paper being drawn on a conference or some setting. But what I thought in a term of graphic facilitation is literally facilitating the ideas and thought so that people can come to the real solution to solve the real problem. So what I'm approaching to graphic facilitation isn't only about drawing. It's about letting people to see the real problem so that people think about it, so that people can deduce the real, what they really can do in the future. We do have other social issues related with immigrants in Korea, foreign workers. So, I'm not sure if you guys have heard about the racial conflicts happening all around the world with foreign workers. Even in Korea, there are people straight from Thailand, Vietnam, and Philippines. They're working, but somewhat they're having some conflicts because they're having different culture background. So what I have made was if they know each other's cultures better, maybe why can't we have more empathize to other culture and respect them more? So do you know the meaning? I researched about the Old Town. How many of you guys know Old Town? No, I thought it would be traditional way my pronunciation, Hyundai, right? So I thought it was interesting because the god of the kitchen goes to the heaven, bringing the story of if the family had done well or not, and report it to the heaven. So I thought that was very interesting and then very mysterious, right? It was very attractive for us. Or you heard about serendipity? Do you know where that word from? It word from serendip. And do you know where Serendip is? Serendip is it's a forget the location. It's like as from the story of the Prince of Serendip, and then Serendip is probably like not Bangladesh. Sorry that I forgot like a calculator like that, like yeah. And then like Toyo kind of, you know, like the Korean snacks and being very popular in Vietnam and then other cultures. So once we get to know each other's culture, how you guys are doing, we feel more like familiar with it. And I thought that can help people to solve that conflict. Like you're not knowing somebody, we actually is like probably get fear. But once you get to know and having more understanding, we can understand them better. And this is the other project I've done with, so that like I think that graphic facilitation, when the reason purpose we grow is show and share and to connect. So I want to teach this visual language to kids. So I work with the Ministry of Sejong City Office of Education, so that kids can think about what they want to grow and then turn it into like they observe and turn it into visual form. And then eventually it can be turned to 3D. And then that 3D modeling can be used from the game Minecraft, so that the kids can having fun with their own characters and then buildings, think, draw, and make it happen. So yeah, that's the approach I'm doing as a visual practitioner. So I'm using the word as a graphic facilitation because I started and happened to know the word graphic facilitation first. So nowadays, in the visual industry, they tend to use visual practitioner more than graphic, because visualization literally is that like visualizing the thoughts, cognition, ideas into some like tangible form. So we worked on the word of visual facilitation, and then I also work with helping the government people in the Ministry of Education to renovate the old schools. Like we are having birth rate of Korea is now 0.7, very, very low. So many of the schools are going to be demolished. It's going to go. So how can turn that empty building into? They need to think about it. So I made some format to think and then make it happen and I'm assessing that guidance. So this is what I used to work on. I was a researcher. It's been done like 2014, 13 probably. And then I researched about I didn't know, nobody had known how to code it. Maybe it now after that I have to know it's called user theory or universal design. So what I thought is picture can help people understand better. Picture can help people understand better. So that after working on this, I thought that visualization really can help people to focus on the real problems and then get to communicate better. But the problem is, in that case, what I mainly focus in working is what to visualize. So graphic facilitation isn't only isn't only about visual or graphic or fancy drawing. I think it's supposed to facilitate the agenda, facilitate people, help people to understand the content and then help them to communicate better so that they can come out with the real solution which can solve the problem in the world. So I have selected some people who are known to people as a graphic facilitator or recorder over the world. But the problem is all of them having very, very different style. So even on the forum of graphic facilitators, they often ask, where can I learn graphic facilitation? Where where is the best way to get to know the graphic facilitation? But the problem is, like, there are many programs, many people who are teaching visual thinking, graphic facilitation in the world. But the problem is, each of them are having so different process for drawing. So when I was like searching to get to know what graphic facilitation is, some are actually doing more like graphic design, and I was calling it as graphic facilitation. If there's no different from graphic facilitation from graphic design, why do we call ourselves graphic facilitation? So that was where my question started. So I have selected some people known as a graphic recorder, facilitator, you guys are gonna see. This is Sunny Brown, and then she is an author of the Doodle Revolution. Not sure you guys have read this book, it was very, very popular. People want to know about Doodle after reading this. The problem is in the book, there are very fancy illustrations in it. But the thing is that Sunny Brown didn't do the drawing in there. She's a graphic facilitator, but she hired another illustrator. This is David Sivak. So when I have worked research, like there are not many like research paper about graphic facilitation yet in all over the world. There's only one in the written as a doctoral thesis in Denmark. And then she considered David Sivak as an origin of graphic facilitation industry. But the problem is, like, we have used visual like throughout the history, all over the, even when you watch the like a picture of autograph, you know, it's drawn on the wall, stone wall. And they have used visual. I think visual facilitation, it's been facilitated people like throughout all over the world. It wasn't like only David Sivak who started it. But I think the reason that she actually thought, and then David Sivak became iconic, is that he had like a speech on IAF, which is International Association of Facilitators, 2020 or something. So ever since, some people think that David Sivak as a graphic, like a father of graphic facilitation. Yeah, I expect him to, but the truth is the background can be way more. And then this kind of format is one of the like a form that like many Korean corporate want me to work on it. And then as a consultant, as a person who worked as a consultant, I've been in this space because consulting to use this information. We spent like 6 months with 5 other consultants. When we call it as a graphic facilitation, they just come to me and then I will talk, you draw for 40 minutes. So yeah, so from there I realized that people are misunderstanding the process of graphic facilitation. This is Dan Rowan. Like, have you ever like I think that Chong invited Ayako, who's like a program leader of Back of the Napkin last year. So Dan Rowan, and then it's well known as like a Back of the Napkin, and then like illustration really simple, but no matter how complicated information you put, it can actually like really simplify and make it really clear. And this is Brandy Agrabah, and she's also well known from Chicago because she was on the TED Talk. Ever since she was on the TED Talk, she has her own program and then teaching graphic facilitation. She can be considered as a graphic facilitation guru for sure, but there are so many other styles for sure. And then Picablo is like one of the most like attractive to the many of the facilitators. They all want to learn Picablo. They want me to teach Picablo. But it's been drawn by Martin Hausmann from Germany. And then I think that it's their originality, so that I always respect. And then like I told them, I want to learn Picablo styles, wants to learn Picablo. But people just like sometimes don't care. Like, I want to learn that style. You want to learn that style? Contact Picablo. This is Diane Black, and then her style is so like nice. And so the thing is that she actually put all the colors so vividly and nicely. And then she used to work. I saw her graphic recording for sure, but just getting into the era of mindfulness. Like she's helping people, she's helping people to put their dreams or vision into graphic form. And what impressed me is that all the drawing details provide are so iconic and simple, so that all people can learn, and then their dreams or ideas into visual work. It's calibered. And then have you ever heard about the youth theory? She's the one who's working with auto shower the most. And then on her style, she's rooted from MG Taylor, so design shop. So not many, even in Korea, doesn't know about MG Taylor. But as I have said, that there are many people who know the graphic industry have been started from the state of IFVP. It's the same era. MG Taylor, Matt and Gail Taylor from the States actually worked on used the graphic harvesting, visual harvesting on their program. And then it's more lively. So when the graphic facilitation from David Sibet was more organized, and then maybe afterward. But the presencing from MG Taylor's side is more lively and being there. So what Kelly Burke's saying nowadays is she accentuates the presence. So graphic facilitator be there, and anthropologically or qualitative researcher, she reflects the setting. So that's how she approached, and that's her style. And Idea Inc. It's a kind of one of the live drawing company doing in the American style. And their colors so vivid. They're doing, but the thing is, from here it's going to be a little different from first, because they are working as a group. So that's the problem I happen to have at the end. So many company comes to me and they want me to draw this and draw that, and want me to this and that, but they do not know about this. Some are done by solos, some are done by so many people. So depending on the setting, depending on the hours, actually the process can be different, but not many are getting that. This is Idea Inc. from Singapore. So they actually are doing more as you see that, getting to be more graphic design. So what I can tell you for sure is that process can be different. So what you want, you may need to think about what you want, and then to get to know that what process you may need, and through that you can find the right graphic facilitator or recruiter for you. This is Andreas Gardner from Germany. He's doing also live. So as I said, some are doing 100% live, but the thing is, some are not doing 100% live. Okay? So that's where my confusion was from. When I heard graphic recording, live recording is supposed to be live, because it was to capture conversation in the field and at the moment. Because that's where the concept of innovation comes. You never know where that innovative idea can come from. So unless it's being captured live, just be organized. What I was afraid as an IF psychologist, we might miss some idea. We might teach something precious from the first. So I actually love to approach as a Andrew Taylor presenting or design shop or the theme approach. But some want it to be fancy, wonderful, amazing drawing wall from the conference. So it depends. I can't say something's right, something's wrong, but approach surely needs to be different. So this is Andreas Gardner, and then he's the one doing the live. He mainly works from Germany nowadays. It's not working internationally. I haven't seen. This is Tim Heyman, whom I invited to Korea to teach graphic facilitation. I think he might have been one of the oldest graphic facilitators in Asia. He literally brought the concept of graphic facilitation to Asia as far as I know. And then he applied, and then this is his style. He actually majored arts. He actually can draw really fancy drawing, But the reason he's making and working on his own style is that drawing all those live data into visual form in short term. And some are even working for like a Boeing, you know, like what technical company needs the graphic facilitator for? But he's working, Mark Erickson is working for Boeing, and then somebody are working like that too. And then that's the thing. Many of the graphic, like the live data, is confidential. I also work with the NDA too, so that unless that those pictures being seen in a big conference, it can be public, right? But many of the video conversational live data is forbidden to reveal. Maybe that's why I think that like a misunderstanding of graphic facilitation comes from. This is Ben, Bruce, Ben, anyway, Bruce, we call him Bruce. Is yeah, he's really like when I attended the IFVP from I think it was Washington DC or something. I saw him drawing live. It's almost no live. I asked them, have you ever thought that you're gonna draw like before? And he said no. It was 100% live. So there are still different live records. Okay, like having different stuff. But like, as there are so many differences, that's why it's harder for clients or even those who want to learn graphic facilitation, like getting to be difficult to choose where, what. And this is Christopher Fuller. He's the one who probably like worked for the Edmund Taylor, the oldest. Like, she's his design work for the design shop the most. Yeah. And then, although he looked very young, he's very kind of serious, very kind of old. That's it. But we call him vampire for the reason he looked really, really young. Which means that he has a lot of experience. He's literally a history from the graphic design shop side, you know. So there are so many different types, different styles of graphic recording and facilitation. But the problem is people are mixing those all up. So that some people are asking me, like, what's the difference from visual thinking from mindset, mind, or what's the difference from visual graphic facilitation from illustration or graphic design, you know? But I think I focus, when we say graphic facilitation, I focus on people, you know, what people supposed to know, what people supposed to talk, what people supposed to do. So I think graphic facilitation is all about people. Style, it's up to the like target. But when we say graphic facilitation, I hope people to know it's not only about graphic, it's more about facilitation. So I put all those graphic facilitator recorder to like a virtual format, so that it means that if they are drawing live, if they are drawing simple, or if they are drawing sophisticated, up to that, like we actually can have very different types of polish. So I saw Bruce drawing live, so he's surely live drawing, and then he's lettering, writing, so fancy, right? So he's one of the person who's doing the graphing and live recording the most, and those people are really rare. And Fuller also is doing the like a live drawing at the moment at the Expo site. Team 2, and graphic partner to do the live recording and graphic facilitation. And then those people are doing it live with the really fancy drawing are really rare, but there they are. And Kelly Board's side is more characteristic, like using more text. And then very simple iconic drawing. Diane Black, she's actually making drawing, I think it's more democratic, like letting people to approach visual facilitation more easily, graphic recording more easily. So her style is simple, that's why I put her in the middle. And also, like Martin Hoffman, also helping people get to know the simple drawing and helping people to draw like more easily. Brand diagram. But from here, like as a group design, graphic recording group, they're actually doing it more studio work, which means less lively. They normally receive the data in advance and doing it in design first, and then showing it in front of people. So yeah. So graphic recording isn't or facilitation isn't only about kind of like pre-drawing, and you're supposed to always think about whom you need to provide and what they want. If they want graphic design, they can have graphic design. But when you call graphic facilitation, I hope you need to focus on the thoughts and ideas, what they're gonna do. So that's the story of mine. And yeah, I wanted to show you so the person may look old or similar and may simple, but what I care the most is what you put. So thanks for listening to me and having me here. Thank you so much for your patience and listening. So we have been listening a lot of new knowledge, a lot of new information, new everything, right? Have you ever like wondered how much information do you remember? How much information or how many messages you take away from one event like this, one conference just like this? So we are going to share with you a graphic recording word. So you have been invited, introduced by Paul about NASA. Please stand up now. So while we are gathering over here, we listen, we watch, and we do not even need to write anything down. There would be someone always sit or stand somewhere in the conference and doing their job silently. And that is the job of a graphic recorder. That is what we have to do, and we love to do since the time like Sue founded Visual Talk, me founded Visual Systems Institute, and Julian founded Visual Therapy. So we have been someone who stood somewhere in the conference that nobody even knew about us. You don't know what the pictures come from, actually. Sometimes we have a chance to stand, to present, and to talk about what we are happening, what we have been drawn. But sometimes nobody knew about our job. The pictures are shared, but nobody knows about us. Since we practice visual a lot, and we recognize the true values of visuals, I think, and I feel, and I hope, and I wish that our job will be recognized better, because it is truly valuable, right? All the information and all the messages that you have received during your conference will be shown up like this, just by one big picture. It includes everything. It includes the most important messages that you have heard during the conference. And sometimes the conference, like climate change, like zero plastic, or like wildlife protection, could last for 3 days, guys. We have to work silently for 3 days to bring out this big picture for the audience. And I'm so sad that almost no one knows about it. So I wish with what we are doing, what we are trying, and what we are hoping to bring all people together, to bring all visual practitioners, firstly in Vietnam, in Thailand, in South Korea, and then in Asia together. We are together building a stronger community of visual practitioners. So we have Phil, who was introduced as president of IFVP. So Phil had watched our conference today, and to feel and to IFVP DOD. This is my wish, and this is what me, Julian, and Tu have worked on for like after IFVP 2021. We have worked on, and we have tried our best to do what we can for IFVP Asia, and I hope the next IFVP Global Summit will be held in Asia. That's what I hope. So yeah, Nat, thank you so much. So this visual will be shared to all the audience today after the event at your region. Yeah. Now I want to invite you to jump in the game, and you will receive special gift from the organizing team if you win this game. But before you join the game, I would like to invite you to help us, the organizing team, to finish a very quick survey. So 3 questions. Yeah. It's gonna. So we're gonna steal around 30 seconds of your time for today, but it will be extremely valuable for us as organizers. This is what we can learn and we can do to make better events like this in the future. So I would love to invite all of you to join. So you're invited to scan the QR code, a very quick survey, just 3 questions. We would very appreciate your time for this. And after that, we're gonna play a game together. Get ready to receive gift. We have some music for this guy. And when you finish, please say out loud, finish. Yeah, so that I know it's the time for me to invite you for a game. Or probably going to close the event with a question for Tu. So Jeremy.
My question is, hi, Jack. Yeah, my question is this. You have a lot of good ideas and tools. How are you going to get even more people to accept it? Because it is not the job of the crowd to decide your tool is good. That comes later. First, how do you let them try it? How do they even know that this exists in the world? Because before I came here, I didn't know it existed. I had an idea it would work, but I didn't know it existed.
That's another good question. Thank you, Jeremy.
Okay. Actually, my answer would be before that, I have the thought to brought the work to do in our office, but recently I think differently. Twisted why I should encourage every people to communicate my own thoughts, and then I would like to provide tools, provide the banks of the pictures, and provide a showcase for some other people to learn and go back to Dubai themselves. This is my goals from now.
Thank you so much, Paul. I hope we had answered your question. Thank you so much. So there were 2 questions for today's event. Like I said, more questions would be extremely welcome after the event. We're going to receive it from the organizing team, and we will try our best to answer all of your questions later on. For all of that, I know this is Saturday morning. Guys are spending a wholeheartedly beautiful morning for IFVP Asia Meetup, and I appreciate that so much, so very much. So yeah, this is not what I am good at. So I asked my organizing team to write me a closing question, and I wish you guys still have your patience for me, and please listen to my last words. Yeah, I need to read. Normally I can sing, not really sing. Normally I can draw a little bit, I'm not so good at words. I asked my team. And turns out they brought me a really nice clothing session. I'm gonna read. So for this ending, I want the whole organizing team to stay closer to each other. Yeah, to stay closer to each other. And while I'm reading this, please think about all the participants here. Think about all the sponsors, our keynote speakers. Think about IFVP Global and everyone who is behind us and supporting them remotely. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished speakers and esteemed guests, at the commencement of this event, we express our hope that each of you present today will find something interesting to apply to your daily work. Over the past 3 hours, including the tea break, you have attentively listened and engaged in the fascinating explanation of visual thinking with 2 dynamic speakers, Paul Lekutai and Jeannie somewhere. And Jeannie, okay. We believe that numerous experiences and valuable lessons have been shared and absorbed. We share our sincere gratitude to the Global IFVP for providing the opportunity to organize the first ever visual thinking event in Asia here. This sets the stage for the future events aimed at enhancing creative problem-solving abilities and building a vibrant visual thinking community within our country. Special thanks to visual talk and visual sharing, our passionate speakers, for bringing fresh perspective and detailed guidance, allowing anyone interested to embark on their visual thinking journey. We would also like to express deep appreciation to our sponsors, partners, and media organizations who contribute to the successful execution of today's gathering, especially the active participation of over 56 attendees, both in person and online, so it should be around 80 people, enriched the discussion remarkably. Lastly, heartfelt thanks to the organizing team for their efforts in ensuring the smooth flow of today's program, wishing all delegates and attendees good health, happiness, and success. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for being here. I hope you had a good time. Now is our